Operation Solar Raid's patch notes recently released, and with it came the test server. Today I'm going to be going over the patch notes and giving my opinion on all the changes, and at the end I'll be talking about a hidden change that I don't think anyone is talking about. So make sure you watch until the end because this hidden buff is going to make this operator a lot stronger. First thing I want to talk about is the new operator. Operation Solar Raid is bringing us Solace. She is a 2-speed 2-armor operator that brings an amazing gadget to the table. Her gadget is the Spec IO Electro Sensor. Basically think IQ on defense. Her gadget allows her to see electronics like thermite charges before they are even placed. She can see attackers on drones through walls, and she can see the diffuser, which has the possibility to single-handedly clutch rounds. Solace's gadget definitely has a lot of potential. You can use it in late game to shut a plant down, you can use it to aid in a bandit trick, and much more. I'm excited for this gadget to come to the live build. It's going to be a fun one. As for her loadout, she has access to the P90 SMG and the ITA-12 shotgun as primary options. The P90 is a really underrated SMG that I think has a lot of potential, and her primary shotgun is excellent at making rotates and head holes for her team. Her one secondary option is extremely strong as well, that being the SMG-11. We all know how good this thing is on Smoke and Mute, and it's no different here. Me personally, I think bringing the shotgun and the SMG-11 is the way to go with her right now. This combination allows you to make rotates for your team and head holes, while also giving you a strong weapon in the form of the SMG-11 to take gunfights with. As for her secondary gadgets, she comes equipped with impact grenades and a bulletproof cam. If you're going to run the shotgun, I think you should be running the bulletproof camera here because you don't need impacts on top of a shotgun, but the impacts do allow you to get away with running the P90 if you want to and still make rotates. Overall, I think with Solace's exceptional loadout and solid gadget, she could definitely be a popular choice when she hits the live build. And she is honestly one of the most fun operators I've played in a while. Next up is the new map, Nighthaven Labs. This map is huge. It is one of the biggest maps that's been introduced in a long time. Just look at the amount of default cameras on this thing. Now, it being a big map isn't necessarily a bad thing though. So far from what I've played of the map, I'm actually really enjoying it. If you followed my channel for a while, you probably know I'm normally pretty critical of Ubisoft's map design, but I don't have much to complain about with this map just yet. We'll have to see how this map plays out in the live build for me to give my full opinion on it, especially considering it's so big. But this is one of the only maps I've been excited about in a really long time. Now for me to talk about the Rank 2.0 system. I only got hands-on access to this briefly on the test server, but for me personally, I think this system has a lot of issues that I want to address. First thing, and probably the biggest, is I think this system will kill the competitiveness of ranked. From what I've heard going around, 7 losses are equal to about 1 win worth of elo in this new system, meaning that you could go on a 7-game losing streak, and as long as you won 1 game at the end of it, that 1 win would make up for it. Obviously, with ranking up being this easy, I'm afraid this will disincentivize people from being competitive, because why try if I can lose 4 games in a row and still make a profit on elo? This new rank system could legitimately break Siege's competitive as we know it. My second issue with this system is it removes the reasoning for unranked to exist. The whole point of unranked is to play in a more casual environment with the ranked rules. However, this new ranking system is just that. So unranked won't really have a reason to exist anymore after this, and for me personally, I think it should definitely be removed if this system does go to the live. Now, don't get me wrong, I understand the thought process in implementing this system. I personally wish people would care less about their rank too. Also, I think ranked would be a lot more fun if it was less sweaty, but my fear is that this system will cause players to play ranked as if it's another casual match, and I really don't want it to be that. Now for the Battle Pass changes that have been presented. Overall, I don't really see any true downside to this. You're now able to get the items that you want faster, and you get to choose to ignore cosmetics you don't like. I'm actually quite hyped for this change, and I don't really have any complaints other than the fact that they decided to call it a Tactical Battle Pass.
New Tactical Battle Pass.
In this update, we are also finally seeing the introduction of crossplay and cross progression, which we have been waiting for what feels like forever. I do hope that they bring crossplay between PC and console in the near future, because I have a lot of friends on console that I would love to play Siege with, but we'll just have to wait and see if that ever comes. I'm still super excited to get access to all my old console cosmetics though. We're also getting access to the beta of the reputation system, which has been slowly being implemented over the past couple of seasons. We don't know much about this new system other than the fact that you're getting rewards for good behavior and you get punished for bad behavior. Honestly, if this thing combats toxicity in any way, it's a win in my book. I just hope that the reward for good behavior is actually worth it. But I guess a free reward is a free reward at the end of the day. Now to talk about the balancing changes in this update. There is a lot to unpack here, so prepare yourself. First off, they remove friendly fire in the prep phase, which is a great change. No more accidentally damaging or even killing your teammates when trying to make a rotate or head holes. There's nothing really wrong with this change, and I have really no complaints. My main issue lies in the map ban change. This map ban change makes it impossible to ban a new map for a whole season. I don't mind the new map, like I said. My main issue is for the future. If Ubisoft releases a really bad map into the game sometime down the line, we will have no choice but to play it for a whole season before it is eventually bannable. I understand why this is happening. They want to protect the new map for a while so people will learn it, but personally, I think the protection period for these new maps should be 2 to 3 weeks. That way it gives people time to learn it, but if it is seriously a bad map, people have the opportunity to ban it after the 3 weeks. Also, if people just don't like the map, it'll also give them that opportunity to ban it, and they won't just have to deal with it for the rest of the season. Now for the switchability mode update. This will allow Capitao and Zofia to change their gadgets fire modes without having to pull them out. Now, I think this is a good change and will overall make these operators a lot more fun to play. My issue mainly lies in the fact that this is a buff to Capitao. As I've said in the past, I think Capitao is extremely underrated right now. I honestly think he is borderline overpowered, so I'm just worried about them buffing Capitao right now with him being in the state that he's in. Overall, though, good change. Now for another balancing change that I actually hate, which is the new ADS movement update. This update makes all operators, no matter their movement speed, have the same ADS movement, meaning that now a 3 speed like Ashe will have the same ADS movement speed of a 3 armor like Gridlock. This doesn't sound like a big deal. It didn't to me either when I first heard about it, but in practice, it feels awful. It is especially noticeable when playing 3 speed operators because of the sheer difference. This update is going to make quick peeking and other similar mechanics a lot less viable. And honestly, in my opinion, it just makes the game feel a lot worse. Along with making ADS movement speed slower, they are also changing the speeds of a lot of your favorite operators. Sledge, Aruni, Malusi, Zofia, Osa, Mute, and Thatcher are all becoming 3 armors. Sins, Dokubi, and Zero are all becoming 1 armors. And finally, Thunderbird, Ella, and Echo are all becoming 2 armors. Overall, I don't like the majority of the speed changes. Operators like Zofia, Sledge, and Mute are going to become a lot less fun after being nerfed to a 3 armor, and they just feel awful on the test server. Also, Echo and Ella becoming 2 speeds doesn't really make sense. I really think that these changes don't really contribute anything, and all they do is nerf a lot of really fun operators. Making Zero and Sins faster are probably the only 2 changes that I legitimately liked out of all of the speed changes, and I do think those 2 changes will make Zero and Sins a lot more fun to play. Also, as part of these balancing changes, Alibi is losing her 1.5, Jackal C7E is getting its 5 bullets back, and the AK-12 is getting a damage reduction of 5 bullets. For the weapon balancing changes here, I got to say everything in this patch is spot on. I don't think Alibi losing her 1.5 is going to hurt her pick rate that much, but it is definitely a change that needed to be made. And the AK-12 definitely needed a nerf. As for the C7E, I think getting its 5 bullets back will help to make it a more competitive choice against the PDW. Now we can talk about what I teased at the beginning of the video. The hidden change I was talking about is Zero's cameras have been silently buffed. I don't know if this is intentional or not, but in the test server, his cameras are a lot quieter. One of my biggest complaints in my Zero video was how loud his cameras were, and this change completely eliminates this issue. If the change goes through to the live build, I will definitely be playing Zero a lot more. In my opinion, he desperately needed it, and I'm happy he's getting it, especially considering his pick rate and win rate not too long ago. But I honestly don't know if this will be going through or not, because like I said, it's not in the patch notes anywhere. This is just something I noticed while playing the game. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please be sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any new content. Now, if I haven't earned your sub yet, that is totally fine. You can go and watch this video and hopefully it will change your mind. Anyways, I'll see you next time, friends, and peace.